Hello Internet, Rick here. Profanity is a strange concept. They're just words, right? But it's the meaning we assign to them and the meaning by those who hear them that give them relevance. Cultural influence affects these words too, but then again that's pretty much how language works in general, even alien ones. In this fashion, a well-constructed roast can cut deeper than a string of expletives uttered in anger. But those same expletives can add emotional emphasis to statements. As such, a glossary of swear words can be a useful tool for any interstellar encounter. In theory, this video won't be demonetized, right? Alright, let's do this. Science fiction swear words, here we go. This list is not comprehensive nor in any particular order, but after asking the community for some examples, I've got enough to compile a list of curses and insults. What fun! Starting off with a strong one is Battlestar Galactica's famous swear, frack. This curse word is a stand-in for and dynamically used in the same ways. Multi-purpose and functional, it's the Swiss Army knife of curse words. Originally spelled F-R-A-C-K for the original series, the remake wanted to make it harsher and shorter, so dropped the C, making it a four-letter word like its real-world counterpart. If you really want to hurl insults towards the Cylons, the mechanised enemies of the colonial fleet, why not throw in the term toasters too? Fracking toasters. Also, a nice touch was that instead of exclaiming God, like God damn it, the primary religion was a polytheistic one, therefore gods, plural, were used instead. Let's turn our attention to a galaxy far, far away and see if we can find some additions to our vulgar lexicon. Well, the Star Wars galaxy is ancient and home to many alien civilizations, so many in fact that you could probably just string together some sounds and insult someone or something somewhere. But some common ones include Carabast, a favourite damnation and expletive of Zeb Aurelius. Quite simply, it's just like saying blast it, bugger, or damn it. A far older term dates back to at least 1000 BBY at least, and that's kriff. Kriffing is pretty much there to be a profane emphasis. For example, you kriffing Jedi think you're so cool, or you better kriffing well have done what I asked, or go kriff yourself. While we're here, there are also terms like sleemo to call someone a sleazy jerk, and the Huttese term poodoo. This, despite its sound, refers to the stuff that goes into a digestive tract, not out of it. It actually means fodder or animal feed. You also have insults like the infamous nerf herder. Oh, so rude. What does it mean? Well, a nerf is a big buffalo-like creature from Alderaan, and a nerf herder is someone who herds them. So wait, it means shepherd. Okay, so I guess it's a class-based insult? Right, let's kriffing move on to the next pile of bantha poodoo. Firefly was set in a future where the two greatest space powers of America and China led most of the spacefaring and established the colony planets of the verse. To reflect this, an entire language was derived that was a hybrid and degradation of both English and Chinese lingos. Now, naturally, folk maintained a majority of words from both languages, but a few new terms popped up here and there, both good and bad. Saying something was shiny was akin to saying all is well, but if something was a foul, you best gorram run. Gorram seems to be used in the same way you'd say goddamn, and probably evolved from that exact phrase, though most insults and expletives and profanity were done in Chinese to maintain its Certificate 12 viewer rating. I mean, because it was more creative, gorram it. Speaking of Firefly, Shepard was a character, and also the name of the main character in Mass Effect. That was the sound of me trying to catch my segue. Mass Effect, like Star Wars, has numerous alien languages to draw from, but the one curse word that stands out the most is probably the one uttered frequently by the most unassuming and lovable Tali'Zorah? Well, she is a scrappy mechanic by trade, so perhaps her calling everything a boshtet isn't too unexpected. What does it mean? Well, it's never translated, but you can call someone a boshtet and they don't take it too well, so I guess it's not great. Also, in plain terms, Krogan have 4 balls, so when they talk about their quad, they mean their nutsack. Hey, I bet Jack knows a few swear words we could learn.
Hey, Joker.
Red Dwarf, where it's cold outside and there's no kind of atmosphere. There is a word that perfectly fits any situation, and like a 4 times optical scope, can be affixed to many things to improve their efficiency and damage. Emotional damage. That word is smeg. On its own, a humble exclamation of unhappiness. Its true potential is harnessed with the power of the imagination. Smeghead, a common insult. Smeg for brains. Ooh, seething. Smeggin' smeg. Too much. But what does smeg mean? Well, it comes from the term smegma, which you should not Google. Seriously, don't. When asked by a child to explain what smeg meant, the actors crawled off stage in hysterics. I wish I could find that clip. Even the civilized Star Trek galaxy has its myriad of curses, a majority of which are Klingon in origin, such as Peta'Q, Cryptic, Makta, Taglach, Tozach, Torkdoch, Yingtach. What a lovely contribution the Klingons have made to galactic linguistics. We don't even have translations for most of these, but I'm going to guess that at least some of these mean coward. Or perhaps they're just various ways of cleaning phlegm from the back of your throat. There's also Tuba, which seems to be a mild insult, and Peta'Q roughly translates as an insulting term for servant. Most of the insults in Trek are actually just comparisons to undesirable animals and creatures that have bad reputations, but a select few could be construed as potentially speciesist. McCoy has often called Spock things like a green-blooded hobgoblin, in regards to a seeming lack of empathy or compassion stemming from his Vulcan heritage, and Klingons and Ferengi do consider being compared to a human being as being called soft. Also, calling a Ferengi lobeless would be saying that they suck at business. I guess it would be like insinuating they're kind of dumb. I'm pretty sure people have called the Ferengi trolls too at some point because of their appearance. And the Bajorans and those who fought the Cardassians often call them spoonheads because of their cranial ridges, or cardies, an offensive slang. In fact, the more I look into it, the more I can find. Shran calling all humans pinkskins is a complete generalisation, something I'd never noticed before. Star Trek? I'm shocked. Though most of these do come from cultures other than humanity, so I guess those alien races are all kind of jerks. Even in the pages of comics, profanity finds its home. When not being covered by Grolix text, that's the name for all the signs censoring swears in comics. Alien vulgarity is aplenty. The Kree from Marvel, for example, use the term dust as a mild sort of damn it, and DC's main man, Lobo, often calls people a bastiche, which is probably exactly as it sounds. A standout from Farscape is Frel, as a stand-in for our not advertiser-friendly 4-letter friend. Dren can be swapped out for calling something a steaming pile of refuse. Shards is an exclamation from McCaffrey's Dragon books, although I'll have to take your word for it on that one. Even the titular Doctor from Doctor Who once told the Daleks to spack off. The science fiction parody Rick and Morty has the multi-layered term to squanch, but in of itself this word has a complex and near infinite meaning, but when used carelessly it's just simply disgusting. Squanch it and move on. But by far the worst vulgarity comes from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which itself has numerous swears of alien origin like Jojo Flop, swat, but these pale in comparison to the word reserved for the most dire circumstance. When no hope remains and even rock bottom has fallen out from under you, then, and only then, is it acceptable to sigh and say the word no, I can't say it. Belgium. There, I said it. I'm deeply sorry if I've offended any viewers with this video, human or alien in origin, but at the end of the day we're all people, fallible and fun-loving, so you know what, it's no surprise that we invented curse words for even enlightened alien cultures. In honesty, I think it's a fun idea to develop language to make your science fiction race more fleshed out and believable, and it's a subtle reminder that more often than not, alien cultures are used to reflect different aspects of our own societies, warts and all. So frag it, for Drock's sake, let's just enjoy ourselves because at the end of the day, all words are made up, so let's have a few more. Know any others? And by the way, YouTube automatically flags comments with English swear words, but the same restriction isn't placed on fictional ones, so go wild. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I'll see you around. Goodbye.